This is Tim Rosanelli sitting out here in my backyard. It's kind of dreary day. It's supposed to rain, and I'm trying to kind of give you this video before it rains. What do you think? My new hat. Just got this at the Museum of the American Revolution. I have a friend from high school that takes our kickboxing class, and she was kind enough to give us some complimentary tickets. I really like the look of this hat. Watch out soon. I swear we're gonna have a cool hat like this for our karate school. But let me go into our garden update. So I'm gonna get up here and turn the camera around. All right, so here we are with our garden. Made some changes here. Down here used to be our zucchini. It kind of died off, so I planted some lettuce, some beans. Oh, look, I see some of our beans are, these are string beans coming up. And really good year for our, this looks like corn, but it's actually popcorn. I like doing popcorn. The reason why is corn in this area is so cheap and fresh because they grow, all the farms grow it around here. So I do popcorn. And what's going to happen is I'll take this off when it dries off. These are already starting to kind of yellow a little. So that means that it's almost done. And I'm going to pull that off, dry it out inside for a while, and then you can just pop it in a paper bag. I have another video that shows me doing it. You just basically put it in a brown paper bag, and then you put it in the microwave for like a minute and a half or 2 minutes, and it really pops. Now here's my big failure, biggest failure this year. So I told you earlier that I was trying this basket weave style, okay? And what I found out with this basket weave style, there's a few problems with it. First off is I think that the basket weave style might be better for a tomato plants that were different sizes. So I had to do a basket weave on the top here, and these plants weren't to the right size. I don't know, it just wasn't a good fit for my garden, I don't think. So I'm just gonna, next year, I think I'm just gonna do stakes. That seems like the best bet. Um, you know, my tomatoes also didn't do too well this year. They were doing great at the beginning of the year. And now I'm still getting some tomatoes, but it's pretty slow. And the reason why is because the the popcorn. I shouldn't have planted this popcorn here. Next year, I'm going to take this popcorn. I'm going to plant it at the end of another bed, and then have the tomatoes. Plus, I'm not going to do 2 rows of tomatoes like this right next to each other anymore. I'll do 1 row, plant something lower the rest of the way, and then maybe at the end of each row. The reason why the end of my rows are right here is because it's where the sun kind of comes across this way. So this is really my sunny side is to my right now. So I am going to make sure that I do that next year. Okay, we got plenty of peppers. I have one problem with my peppers. I can't tell the difference between the hot ones and the banana ones I planted. So I've been using them, and some of my stuff is slightly hot because I have some hot peppers in there, but I got some bells over here. I'm just waiting. They're just about to turn, like this one's just starting to turn red. We want them to turn red. And then you can see here's some red ones. I think this might be the hot one, and this one might be my regular banana. But if anybody knows a way to tell the difference, I guess I could just take one off and kind of taste it. But if there's a way to figure it out without doing that, that'd be great. The back, this is my black, what do they call it? Trail of Tears. I put that on it the second part of the summer to grow. By the end of the next month, I have a lot of dry beans. These are dry beans. I've been using a lot too. I just made a, if you're following me on Instagram, you'll see that I just made some black bean salsa with our tomatoes and black beans from last year. Swiss chard looks great. Got a little heat stress on it, but as we get here into the fall, it'll probably get a little nicer. Got some leaves too. I gotta kind of have to pull off and trim off a little bit, but Swiss chard's looking good. We just had some this morning. Sauteed it up, put it in our omelets. Or no, actually not omelets. I've been putting them in potatoes. Oh, look, check that out, a frog. There we go, frog hopping across here. See, what are you doing, dude? Carrots. Here's our carrots. Um, I've been picking the bigger ones out, giving some room for the smaller ones to grow a little bigger. My kale, I just pulled out right here. Haven't had anything planted yet there. What I think I'm going to do is I'm plant spinach just in a week or so because spinach likes it a little cooler than this. I'm going to plant spinach right there. Over here is where I have my onions, shallots, and garlic was in this bed. Now I've converted it into beets, and I'm doing some more. These are actually English peas, so these are like peas in the pod that you pull out of the pod. Okay, got. Oh, look at this. Okay, we got some more peppers over here. This one's a cool one. This one right here, it's a really cool one. Um, this one's wait, which one is it? This one's a student at my student's grandfather who likes gardening too had an extra bird, and this is called a rhubarb peppers. Now he told me not to plant them next to my hot ones because they'll take on the flavor of the hot ones. Looks like we got a weed here. This looks like a sunflower almost. I'm gonna yank it out though. I don't want it in there. So we pulled out our Russian red kale because it was really getting damaged by the cabbage worms, which it does every year. And I also have this kale. This is a Scotch or Scottish kale, Scottish, one of those two. And I noticed that this one doesn't get eaten up by the cabbage worms. So that I think that this is a good alternative. I might just grow this from now on because my wife actually likes the flavor and the crunchiness of this better than the Russian red. Or I'll just continue to do the Russian red at the beginning of the year and grow it and then pull it out and have some of this for the second part of the year. But this one really did a lot better because no insect damage to it. All right, now let's get to a really big one. So my wife's Italian, and she wanted to do gaguzza. So, so we planted it here, our wisteria, and all the way down, all the way down. It's unbelievable how big this has grown. And we were like, wow, I don't know, are we going to ever get anything? Because it didn't seem like anything was starting to grow. But let me see if I can find one. It looks like, here's one right here. Okay, it looks like they're just starting to grow. So hopefully we'll get a bunch of these. There's a ton of them too. Hopefully we'll get a bunch of these before it gets too cool. I think I got this into the ground a little late, but it's huge now. So hopefully we'll at least get a bunch for the fall. Over here, radishes. So we have here, okay, just planted them a couple days ago, the weekend. And then over here, these are Hutterite and ham bone. And if you go back in our, oh, blanked out there for a little bit. Let me take me off the Wi-Fi. There we go. Now we're just on mobile. I should have done that to begin with. I hope the quality is okay. So Hutterite beans. So this is there's a bean soup recipe in my YouTube videos that shows how to make this. It's my family's secret ham bone bean soup recipe. We always do this recipe on what do you call it? The Epiphany. The Epiphany. My family has a tradition of making this bean soup for the Epiphany right after Christmas, and we used to make donuts with money in them, which is a kind of cool tradition our family had. And I don't know. I've never heard of anybody else having that tradition, so I don't know where it came from, but it was always fun. Look, this gaguzza. Another one here. I see another one here. Looks like one here. Man, we're going to have so many, oh, look, I see one up there. We are going to have so many gaguzza this fall. Oh, it looks like a tomato plant's hiding back there too. All right, so into the greenhouse. Greenhouse is 71 degrees, went up to 112 yesterday. And the only thing I have in here right now, this was a volunteer tomato plant that was growing in here during the summer. So I just threw it in this pot, and I wanted to kind of keep it in here to see if I can get some really late tomatoes this year, because I have a feeling that in here I might be able to grow into the season a lot later than anywhere else. So we're a great experiment. I'll let you know how that experiment goes when that's there. Oh, look at this, another one. Look at this, another Gugutsu right back, right here. Let me get up the flower end. Man, we're gonna have a lot of those. Okay, so let me kind of go around here. Oh, by the way, here's our. This is our fig tree. We have a fig tree here. Fig tree here. We just had a ton of figs on it. We just ate them all last weekend. Those will go into the greenhouse soon. Okay, so I don't have to walk all the way outside the fence, and I can show you what's going on here. Okay, this is my sweet potato bed. This should be a great year for sweet potatoes, just because I didn't have that little groundhog we had last year chew everything up. So I'm hoping for some really good, it looks really good growth back there. We still have another month for them to get big. And here's our new beds. Oh, some apples. This is an apple tree. We planted this one like 2 years ago. Now it has 3 apples. Not a whole lot, but at least it's something. Okay, my new beds. So we had a strawberry bed right here. I don't know. I think I have a video on that, or showed you the bed before. We didn't like where it was at. We didn't like the size of it. So we really like these metal, I guess you would call this corrugated metal bed. We just put it in. I just filled it with compost for the one, and the other one will fill out for next year. And this bed, we're going to put our strawberries in, and then we're going to bring and then once the strawberries start having runners, we're going to take those runners from next year and plant them in the other bed the following year. And that way we can have, just continuous supply of strawberries. And then once this one, these get established and start doing runners, we take all the strawberries out of this bed and plant all new runners in this bed. And then it will just kind of go back and forth every year. Boom, new ones, new ones, new ones here. And hopefully that will give us some really good strawberries. All right, guys. Well, a few other things. I see some pears on our pear trees. Okay, this tree, this tree right here doesn't look so great, so we're gonna give that one some TLC. I have some more down the way. So that's what's happening with my garden. Let me flip the camera around here so you can see me again. There you go. All right, so that's what we're doing here with our garden. All right, I hope you like this video. And if you do, make sure you subscribe to my channel. Start watching my podcast. Okay, our podcast. I, I don't know, I'm having a lot of fun doing the podcast. And I'm posting it up on my YouTube channel, so you can watch it here. Or you can go over to Spotify and subscribe to us. Our podcast is called Max Impact Theory. Okay, so it's the theory of Max Impact, which is my karate school or my business, kind of talking about some of the mindset issues and how to have a better mindset. We're going over a lot of karate stuff, health and fitness. We just recorded one on, improving your memory, and I have a little homework assignment that I'm doing to help improve my memory, and we'll be posting up on that soon. All right, guys, thanks for watching, and we'll see you in the next video.